Wow. That was stupid. Should not have worked. But it did.
Oof. Gonna give it a 9, maybe a 9.25. We got street parking. Street parking always complicates stuff. If people park on the street correctly, it's not a big deal. But I mean, emphasize the word correctly. There's some shady stuff that goes down. But if there's street parking and you get it pretty close to the curb, wheels to the house, lid closed, nice healthy space between the carts. Notice I'm not cranking my neck around trying to see what's close or an obstacle nearby, because we do have stereo vision. We have two eyes for a reason, to perceive depth, and you lose that when you're looking in the mirror. So when you're close to an obstacle, that's when guys are kind of cranking around in their seat because they can't see what they're about to hit because it's too close and they don't have the depth perception. A little experiment you can try is cover one eye, just like this, and then walk around your house and try to do stuff. Just see if it makes it a little more complicated. And then if it's complicated, try to do something, and then if you make a mistake, just realize, well, that's automatically like $1,000. Because when these trucks hit things, very rarely is it just a little oops. It's kind of a big oops. Oh, we got an early morning runner, Walker. Maybe he's at the end of his, or maybe he's warming up. Who knows? All right, see that personal can in the car? This is where I can kind of see, but this is where I turn back because I gotta look at those hydraulic hoses. Have a bracket that stick out, and those will make contact. So an operator might be stress focusing on the grips because he's trying to meticulously grab these personal cans, and then he's not focusing on the bracket that holds the hydraulic hoses, and that's what makes contact with property. And 9.9 times out of 10, people don't want their stuff hit with the garbage truck. That's a pretty safe assumption. All right, so the dilemma I have, we'll give it like an 8. I don't like to put stuff in people's or back in the sidewalk. This one's sideways. That's not the greatest. I don't want to back up and put it in the driveway because technically you don't want to be backing up with a garbage truck, or you want to minimize it as much as possible. I don't normally suspect sprinkler heads are placed right there in a yard. That's usually not how they design them. If they have underground sprinklers, and I don't want to block the sidewalk because obviously pedestrians use the sidewalk. I know it's a small detail for probably some of us, but it is a big deal for others. Like someone that could easily walk around or move a cart, not a big deal. But if you're in a wheelchair, I've seen that in the comments where they're like, hey man, someone in a wheelchair, that means something. Do I need to explain why we should probably be a little considerate of other people? Anyway, this is pretty good. This one's pretty good. They put it in the driveway, so I'll put it in the driveway because I'm hoping they know they put it there, so when they back out from work, they will be like, oh yeah, the cart is out in the driveway, don't hit it. I always like to try to find a corner in the in the driveway to place a cart, so it's completely out of the way. That's like a 9. If they want it in the grass, I'll put it back in the grass. Got some 9 1/4, 9.5. Just gotta be careful with the cars parked on the street. Some guys want the lids closed. I don't care. To me, it's trash is in there. Oh, the problem is no yard waste though. That's completely full of yard waste. You know what? I'll service it this one time. It's not our policy that it's no yard waste. It's the city policy to have no yard waste. It was a lot. I don't know if you could see it from there. But we'll get it serviced. And I can tell they stamped it in there because it didn't come out. It was in there pretty good. Oh yeah, this reminds me of the yard waste days. That stuff's not coming out. Boom. Yeah, dude, it's still... Jeez, come on. That's got to be good for the arm. Bro. We got to put a marker on this. We can't take yard waste. That have English and Spanish, and they got some pre-written rules. We use hangers because when you use stickers, sometimes that adhesive will really get stuck on there and it doesn't come off easy, and customers don't like it. And green seems to be like, it's a high-vis green, so it's kind of a neutral color. You'll see it, but it's not as, you know, it's a subtle detail. It's kind of like a bright yellow or bright red sticker. You know, they're like, maybe they don't want their neighbors to be like, ooh, I did something naughty. You know, I did something bad. I got this bright red no sticker on my cart. A green hanger, you'll see it. It's easy to pull off. It's easy to get the memo. You can keep it if you want, throw it away. That's pretty good. You didn't have to put a huge space, just a little bit of space. And I can get this knocked out pretty quick. So you got to consider the volume of garbage that's getting serviced within about 30 seconds. There's no risk to the operator, so it's very efficient. 2 carts correctly placed, boom, boom. We're in and out of there real quick. Alright, see that little guy? You should worry about that little guy. Still comfortable amount of distance from that mailbox, but at the same time, it's something to consider. I can do it, but there's a chance like a new hire guy could easily take that out. We don't have any new hires at the moment. We're pretty all experienced crew at this point. But I still look at mailboxes with caution. That thing had some water weights. Wow. Nearly lost the carts. That thing got rained in all weekend. Wow. Got a couple of like 9/8 right now. 9.8s, maybe 9.9. Again, I try to reserve the perfect 10 out of 10 when it's all the way down to the curb in the street. And some people are upset, well, that's where I gotta park my car. I don't know. Sorry. I don't know. Like right there would be a 10. If you gotta park your car a few feet further, I guess walk? I don't know. See that little tab on that lid? I'm glad that that thing's not all the way down, because that tab will lock. It makes it a little bit harder to service. I'm going to try to keep this. I also don't want to tap or touch that can before I'm ready to service it, because those things are not balanced well. The carts that I'm tipping now can be pushed around and nudged a little bit because they're balanced pretty well to stay upright. But these things, narrow base, wide top, very tippy, very tippy. If you squeeze them too much, they don't empty the trash. Not a fan. And I don't normally care if these things tip over after I'm done servicing, because they don't want to stay upright. But I'll make sure they're not blocking the sidewalk. Whatever this is. Backwards. Whoa. Like, I can service a cart when it's backwards. It's just that their lid's going to be a little messier. And that sticker there that you saw in the flash, we've done this before. We've given them, we put stickers on that, both Spanish and English. So if they want to keep putting it out backwards and getting a messy lid. There's some fries out though. Let's see what we can do just for fun. I don't know. Those all got rained on. A little bit of weight to the bag. We'll reload it. Now I want you to look through this yard. Okay, so they didn't put trash in a cart or a tied bag, and now it's blown through the neighbor's yard. There's some days I feel generous and will walk through a yard and clean up trash. But ultimately, well, here's the thing. My kids didn't stop pissing on the seat until we made them start cleaning the toilet, right? At some point, someone's got to clean up their own trash. That's when they'll learn to set trash out in a little bit more responsible way. Just because you pay a trash bill doesn't mean you get unlimited access to a trash bin being your janitor. Some people don't like that approach. Some people think, hey, yeah, in the long term that's better. That is a 9.5. Pretty good. This is one where I wouldn't be adamant of saying, hey, the only way you can get a 10 is if you put it in the street. This street's kind of busy. It's one of the major arterials that takes traffic east and west through town. So to have garbage in the street when traffic's moving a little faster, maybe not absolutely necessary. So I could probably go back and give that one a 10. It's pretty good. And I say this is a busy street as one car goes by. It will get busy. During rush hour, this one gets a little wild. School's out for summer, so it's not as big deal. But 7:30 to 8 o'clock during the school year, this one gets a little bonkers. Like for this street, almost be a 10 out of 10 if the lid was closed. Again, I don't have to have the lid closed, but from an industry technical point of view, lid closed to the curb is ideal. So I got a little bit of wiggle room in that grading system, but really, I mean, I'm just winging it with this grading system. That sign over there says honk for the Girl Scout grad. It's 6:20 in the morning. I got an air horn. I think I'm not gonna oblige this time. 9.9. Look at that. That's beautiful. Barely have to turn to my head to do that. That's awesome.
Alright, as far as setting out extras, the cart, I'll give the cart a 9.1. You could probably get it to the curb, but if you want it there, that's fine. The extras, I'll give the extras a 9. No, I'll give 9.8. For setting out extras, that's a 9.8. That's solid. Nice heavy black bag. Tied it? Tied it. Wow. Didn't even have the drawstrings, and they still tied it. Those are big boy steps. This is getting a little wild. We're gonna make an attempt. They duct taped it. That's kind of cool. I'm gonna give them bonus points for that. That's the only thing that pitching that's no problem. This is the thing that gets me some concern. See how I'm squeezing it and that lid's not popping up? Okay, so there's enough weight in the personal can to knock the lid open. That is good. There's a lot of times those things don't stand. There's the person, I'm pretty sure I left them a note saying they're gonna set a bag out, at least make it accessible. They put it directly behind the mailbox, which is not what I'd call accessible. Yeah, mailboxes. No big deal. I mean, I got it, but it was not pretty. Okay, we're gonna pull away from the trash a little bit, because I want the arm to have a little bit of an arc, room for the arc to go up. If I go up now, I'm gonna hit that cardboard in the cart, so we're gonna bring it in, makes that arc without hitting anything. Then we'll go get the carts. Go a little high on the barrel. Send it fast. It all falls in. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Right down, just touching the street a little bit, so we'll give it a 9.99. That's a pretty good placement. That's really good. Cars were parked on the street. Real easy to still get to that one. Not about to hit anything. I even put it back up on the driveway a little bit for him. This is good. This is really good too. I like this. This is nice. I've said it before, but this town throws away a lot of vacuums. I don't get it. I don't know if it's the belt's burnt up, so I guess I'm done with it, or the filter's clogged, so I guess I'm done with it. But I've gotten really good at grabbing vacuums because I had so many opportunities to try it. Ooh, behind the cart, that's always tricky. So what I'm trying to do is scoot that one past. That might not work. Nope, that's a fail. Almost had it. But I want to try something, see if something works. I'll show you. Given the choice between trash on the ground or trash in the cart with the lid open, I'll choose trash in the cart, lid open. If it gets rained on, that's not a big deal. All that rain's going to come out when I tip it. This is why cul-de-sacs can be fun. I got a truck behind me, and I don't think they want little robo mower to get ran over. That's one of those things you probably don't want down into the cul-de-sac. Low to the ground and valued high. Small and priced high. Then in the blind spot. That's probably better to be up off the street. Because you ain't fixing it. Because if I run it over, you ain't fixing it. You're replacing it. Yeah, there's no coming back from that one. Maybe. Oh, you dummy. We missed it. I've said it before, personal cans are just not built to stand upright. Narrow base, wide top. It's not really geometrically designed to not tip over. That's kind of an odd way to do it. This might not work. No. Wow. That was stupid. Should not have worked. But it did. Another example, if you set out personal cans, it's better to put some space in between, or remove the lid. The lid for future use. This usually goes quicker. Oh. Alright. We got 4 cans in a row that are just knockout placement. Boom. You know, what's funny is today I got behind, not because of bad cart placement, everything's been pretty solid. We'll get these 4 done in close to a minute, I think. The issue is there's a lot of garbage out. Some people don't set it out some weeks. They'll use it most weeks, but every once in a while you have a light week where not all the carts are out, or if they're all out, they're not full. But a week like to this week, I don't know what happened, but everything is out and everything is full. And instead of rolling till about 540 stops, it's 540 stops, and I got this counter over here that counts how many times the arm cycles. So I might check off 540 stops on this tablet, but if the arm cycle is like 560 or 570, you got a little extra. Well, today I got to stop 400 and had like 450 cycles on the arm. Ugh. So every 8 stops I was cycling the arm an extra time. And that's quite a bit of extra trash out there. And like I said, they're all full. So this truck packed solid and 400 stops. Got to the scale at 55,000 pounds, which I usually don't hit 55,000 pounds until I got to 520 stops. There's probably a little bit of room there that there's water weight. We've been getting a lot of rain, so there's wet garbage. Like the lids could be closed, or some people might leave them open and get some water in there. Anyway, but yeah, today's unusual. I got way behind. Jenga. All right, Tide bags. Oh, Tide. Yeah, very much. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. A little chaotic stacking, but if you tie them, It's a little close. It's a little close. I can do it. It just makes people a little nervous watching me do it. It's a Tide garbage bag. I'll give them that one for free. Jenga. It's really easy to find Jengas. We're not finding a lot of waffle cones. I had some good ones in the past. Oh. It's good to be good at this.